Hi, and a very warm welcome to She. It's always exciting to talk about women's issues. My name is Lillian, and tonight we are talking about women in security. You know those women who are in male-dominated careers? They're the ones. That's what we'll be talking about. Send your feedback to my WhatsApp number, which is 0786 316 316. And for the YouTube gang, especially the Premier gang, leave your comment down below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. To my right, I've got Rose Wamboi Nyawera. She works at Security Agencies Limited as a contract manager, and she's been at it for 15 years. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for making time.
Thank you.
And to my left, I've got Michelle Ndonye. She works at Brinks Security Services as a business and communications development manager, and she's been at it for 1 year. And don't be fooled, she's got a lot of experience behind her. And that is what will make this conversation take some very unexpected turns. I'm looking forward to beginning. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. My first question will go to you, Rose. You had mentioned behind the camera, and you had me just laughing. What made you choose this career?
First of all, I used to be a fancy, let me say, I had that passion of wearing the uniform, being that uniform thing, and then the issue of matching. Because every day when we used to have the Madaraka thing, you'll find me glued on TV, watching all those people, they are matching, and I was like, wow, one day, one time, I would like to be like them.
Yeah.
So I used to grow with that passion that one day, one time, I would like to be in security industry.
Yeah.
And that's how I landed in Securex, and I'm really proud about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you finally match? Have you ever matched?
Yes.
Oh, you
in
did?
our training school, you have to match. That is
okay.
point number one. You have to be trained on how to match. And then during the pass out, automatically normally do the pass out after the training, doing the matching in front of our bosses. Really made my day, and I was like, I have fulfilled my dreams.
Of matching?
Yes, of matching.
The reason I find that funny is because I know there's a lot that is involved before you finally get to match.
Yeah, true.
All right.
There was a lot.
You'll be telling us more about that.
Okay.
Michelle, karibu sana. You've been at it for 1 year, but you were telling me that you have, was it 10 years? Did you say 10 years in the private sector NGO world?
Yes, 10 years.
So I would imagine that with 10 years, you've established a lot of contacts, and that is going to be what you run with for the rest of your life. So why the change?
Well, it's a bit of voluntary, like wanting to change, and a bit of society and circumstances. What happened was I got my baby, and then I had to choose, because I wanted to go back to school, basically. And I had to choose between school, work, and family. And when you have those three, one of them suffers. And most of the times, it's the family. So I just had my baby, who was not even a year old. So I chose to stay home, take care of my baby, and go to school. So I went to school, did my undergraduate, finished, and rolled over for my master's. That took 7 years. So I decided, you know what, my kids are all grown, because my son had done his KCP going to Form 1. My daughter was going to grade 3. I thought, what else do I have to do? So I said, I want to go back to work. But I have a 7-year career gap.
Yes.
And every employer is looking at you and thinking. So I went for interviews, and it was either you're too qualified or there's a gap right there. So I thought, let me put myself out there. So I was on internship. I actually went there to volunteer and say, you know what, I just want to gather experience, bring myself up on the industry, and find out what exactly is happening. And somehow I landed on a job.
Yeah.
So that's how I got there. The beauty is it's a learning experience. And I love learning, and I love change. So for me, it's been a learning experience. Very fulfilling. Of course, challenging, but very fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
The reason your story touches me is because I've met a lot of single mothers. Some of them even write to me on inbox, and they tell me, I need to talk to someone. I think that space, that 7-year gap, or however long it is, can cause a woman to lose her worth. Did you ever feel like you lost your worth?
Oh, I did, many times. And the challenge is we live in a society that judges you based on what you have, what you do or don't do, or you don't have a job. So you just sit at home, you know, and it kind of gets to you like, what? But you realize parenting is a whole job plus some more.
Yeah.
Okay? So what I did, I got myself a mentor. Get yourself a mentor who will talk to you about what there is in the industry, and be specific that this is what I trained, or this is what I want to get into. Get a mentor. Have a meeting every so often. I got myself one. And so we're either on chat or talking. And then I will tell you what she told me in her words. Put yourself out there. Yeah. Because when you apply for a job, and your CV has experience of 6 months or however long, the employer will not ask you, was this internship, was it volunteer, was it paid for? So if you can get an internship, if you can get a volunteer, whatever it is that you can get, pick it up. It gives you experience.
Yeah.
Because we don't have institutions here or elsewhere in the world that will teach you experience. You have to go finding it.
Yeah.
So if you have that opportunity, take it. And I'm in a certain group called Moms with Career Gaps. And people say...
There's a group.
There's a group. It's called Moms with Career Gaps.
I think there's a group for everything.
Actually, that's how I ended up, because if you have a nice product, and you don't put it out in the market, nobody will know.
Yeah.
You have abilities, you're not putting them out there, no employer will come looking for you. So put yourself out there, employers will notice you, and they will pick you. Yeah, that's a challenge.
That. Thank you so much. A challenge to you single mothers, moms with career gaps. There's a group for you. I think also that I find interesting. So on to you, Rose. Yes. So you get into this industry, and in your mind you're like, I'm going to be putting on uniform and marching for the president. What, in between you and marching, what are some of the most difficult training experiences you had to go through?
Being that I was a female, training with more of males, there was no favorism. What the male are being trained onto is what you are also going through also as well. Yeah. So you had to put that effort that I, despite being a woman, I can also try match hard and match the men. So that way, at least, because you need to fight hard. Being a woman in a male-dominated industry, you need to prove yourself beyond. Yes. That really, I as a woman, I can fit in this male-dominated industry. So you need really to put, like the way she has said, you really need to put yourself out there and prove yourself that I, despite being a woman, this is my job, I need it, and I can do it. And also, now, to me, I was finding men, they were doing it more easily. Unlike me, and I was like, wow. I had a passion for this job, but the way these people they are doing, will I make it? So again, I need to call myself aside, and I'm like, no, you need to do this job. So you need to prove yourself, put more effort. And like a saying which normally says that always stay with people who are challenging you, because they'll teach you. So I had to ensure after that one, I had to go back with the men, and I'm like, how have you managed to do this? Can you take me through some tips on how I can also match you? So with that determination, at least I managed to learn something from them, because they're challenging me. I managed to learn something from them, and then comes the following day, and like the instructor is like, Rose, what happened? Today you are more perfect than yesterday. So you have to stay with people who can challenge you, because they teach you, and then you have that positive mindset that I will be able to do it. With that one, you can make it.
You can make it. What are some of the top 3 challenges that you faced?
One is the issue of the harassment, whereby you find that though, yes, opportunities have opened up for the females, but you still find that there is that significant gap between the male and the female, whereby especially when it comes to promotion, you find men being more promoted or being more favored when it comes to promotion, and like now the women. So out of that one, you as a woman now, you need to fight hard. You find that you are working more extra, more than the way the men are working, just for you to prove yourself, your capabilities, that I can move to this promotion level, because this is what I can do, A, B, C, D. And then maybe in that position where you are, they're still eyeing on it. We don't need that female on that position. We need to promote a man on that position. So you find that for you to secure that position, you need again to work hard. You need to work hard to prove yourself. Mostly in our industry, you find out maybe in a certain assignment, you have like 20 men versus 2 females. And apparently maybe you are the leader there. Now we have those men with this kameth thing. What are you telling me as a woman? In our tribe where I come from, a woman has got no say. So at the end of the day, it becomes a very great challenge. And on top of it, there is this thing that people normally doesn't talk about. And you being a leader as a woman, dealing with men mostly they are being hit with depression. So you might find when you're executing your leadership skills to these people, they have that resistance thing, because others, they are fighting depression silently. Men don't talk a lot. So you have to be very careful on how you are dealing with them. Despite them having the myth thing, you also need to be very careful on what you are dealing with them. You need to look for a way to make them fit in. So you need to understand them and be of help to them. Despite you being a leader, you need to understand them as well.
I will come back to you so that you can tell us. That's a very critical thing about men, depression, and having to take instructions from a leader. Yeah. You'll tell us how you deal with that. Michelle, you were telling me about your boss, and I really loved. I spoke with her, and she's actually the one who recommended you.
Yes.
I love the way you described her leadership, how she has been able to run that company.
Yes.
You said for 22 years.
Yes, 22 years.
Just tell us about her, because I found it to be amazing, and I'm sure that her leadership also rubs off on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's an amazing lady. She is a woman who understands that work needs to be done. So she's the type who will give you an assignment and just expect results. She won't come breathing down your neck, I need this, deadlines and all. Just being with the assignment, I'm giving you X number of days, just deliver results. How you do it, where you do it, when you do it really is not up to her. Just give me results. So for me, half the challenges have been cut off because she's a woman and she's leveled the ground for every other woman who's coming behind her.
Yeah.
So, of course, there are challenges, but not as much because she set the bar.
Yeah.
She sits at the helm of leadership. So she understands what women go through. So she's made it easy.
Yeah.
Yes, I would call her a trailblazer.
Wow,
yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges you have faced as a leader? You're a business development manager, so that's also a leadership capacity.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges you've faced as a leader as well?
Like she said, you have other responsibilities. You're a mother, you're a wife, you have all these things calling for your attention. So trying to balance that. Of course, my family is supportive, that you have to work late and it's okay. But trying to balance, when schools are closed, I try to balance and make sure I have time with my family, so I'm not at work the entire time.
Yes.
So that's right there is a challenge.
Yeah.
Again, also like she said, sometimes you deal with men who have this mentality that you are a woman.
Yes.
So you have to work twice as hard.
Oh, you've also faced that.
You have to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to push things a little harder for probably results to come out because they are men. Yes.
They don't believe you when you say something needs to be done.
The usual men, I will do this, and I'm thinking it's urgent. So it happens everywhere. Sometimes you just have to be wise and tactful in how you do this.
Yes.
Because again, you have to balance relationships. I need to be friendly enough to make sure that things move and not be too pushy to create an enmity.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, that's a tough balance.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about balance, and I'm also going to come back to that point of dealing with a group of men who are struggling with their own issues, depression, and how they have to take instructions from a woman. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on This Is My Story. She's been there, done that.
I just decided to be a prostitute for the rest of my life.
But God's mercy reached out to her.
I continued to pray earnestly and to call the blood of Jesus.
Don't miss out on this compelling testimony on This Is My Story tomorrow at 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back. This is She. In case you've just joined us, Karibu Sana. Leave your comments to my WhatsApp line, which is 0786316316. And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave your comments down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Lillian, and tonight we are talking about women in security. I've got Rose, who is a contract manager, and Michelle Ndonye, who is a business development and communications manager, both working in security companies. Let me start with you, Rose. Yes. You were just saying that I found that very critical. You said men don't talk. That's true. Generally, men don't talk, and they can battle with depression, and people don't know. Somebody's just moody, and I think that was God's way of evening out the fact that we deal with our own hormonal issues throughout the month. You're in a stage of a cycle at every point of the month. So, as a leader, how do you even know that huyu ni depression inamsumbua, si kichwa ngumu, or stereotype it's depression?
Okay, first of all, being a leader working with these people, you need to understand the team that you are working with. So in case there is any slight change of their behavior, then you can be able to tell this person that I've been working with for a certain period of time, this is not the way he has been behaving. So out of that one, you'll be able to pick that issue. Then you can try to sit down and analyze what could be the issue?
Yeah.
If he's not ready to talk to you, definitely you can't lack a very close male friend to him. Try to engage him and see whether he can be able to get in touch with him and maybe see if he can open up and share what could be the issue. If you find that one again being more difficult, because now mostly what kills people with depression is like, I believe I trust you as my friend, but that trust of late is no more. I'll tell you what I'm going through, then in the next 5 minutes, you are spreading me outside there. So you find out that even if this person is ready to talk to his colleague about what is bothering him, he finds it a little bit more difficult. So if that one again becomes very difficult, we have our HR department. I'll reach my HR and share with my HR that I have this and this and this. These are the behaviors. And the reason why I really feel that this person needs to be cancelled, he has changed from this behavior to this behavior. So we need to intercept it before it gets out of bound.
Okay.
So through that one, if on my level I can't make it, I reach to our HR, then they can have a talk and share.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a very nice way of dealing with it. All right. So Michelle, I had promised that we would talk about balance in the workplace. How far should you push so that you're pushing hard enough and not too much?
You consider a lot of other things. For example, the timing. Because what I do relates with touches on every other department. I will need information from them to put together a tender or the documentation or just to get communication out. So it depends. Like, for example, if you're dealing with finance or HR, they have seasons when they're very busy. So there are those days I know, I mark my calendar, I know this period is very busy. So if I need something from them, I can project beforehand that before this period, then I need to have put in my request. Okay? So that I don't walk in there and it's always an emergency. Because I can't keep dealing with emergencies. That is one. And I also have to organize myself so I know what I need and I'm going to ask for it. Okay? So by the time I get to the point where I decide I am pushing, then I have probably given it enough time. You know, not just wake up one morning and say, oh, I need this document. So I have to go pushing people. Everybody leaves the house knowing what they're coming to do. And then I walk in and I completely mess up their day. It's not just about me, it's about them because even they have output to perform for the betterment of the company. So you have to consider everybody else before I go pushing. And it's very important.
Okay, before you go pushing. Now, if you need to push or you need to confront, how do you handle confrontation? Especially with men. I don't know, is it easier to have a confrontation with a man in the workplace or a woman?
Now, interestingly enough, for me, it's easier to get along with the male species than it is for the women. So I'll be very diplomatic. I will go and ask nicely, like, excuse me, I know it's late, last minute, but, you know, and find a nice way of asking and make them understand that, you know what, labda pia mimi nilikosea, so, or I was late, or these things happen. But ask in a nice way so that they don't feel like obligation, it's I am helping. Because ideally it's helping, okay? So when you go walk in there feeling with all these rights, I mean leadership, and it doesn't work. Just nicely in humility and ask, you know, can I get this help? If the worst comes the worst, then ideally that's when confrontation comes. But even when it comes, it's diplomatic. You apply diplomacy across the board.
Why is it easier to confront a man than to confront a woman?
Here's the thing about me and with the men. A man will say what they have to say. A man doesn't carry those burdens like, you know, and we meet in the corridor and we're not talking, you know, face north, face south, you know. I mean, a man, if he has to tell you anything, he'll just say it to you. And you know it comes from a place of, I have said it. Whether he's angry or not, he has said it. Tomorrow you'll meet, we'll laugh, and it will end there. But for us women, when you throw in our hormones, it becomes baggage. So every morning I wake up thinking, Lillian, you know, and I wake up in the morning thinking, oh God, I'm going to meet that lady in the office. Men don't have such. And it's easier to relate with them because when they tell you something, it's in honesty. It's not... Hana ubaya, no, me is na ubaya na wewe. Yeah, for me that has been my experience dealing with them. Sometimes it's easier dealing with them. It's faster.
Let me ask you, Rose. You had mentioned to me some of your favorite moments, some of your most memorable moments in your career. Can you share them with us?
One of my most memorable moments, like I had shared, it was on that day. It was a very, very, very busy day at my workplace. Then poop. I saw a company vehicle, automatically is branded. Then I was like, Rose, I've been sent to come and pick you to take you to the office. And I was like, wow, what have I done?
Casey.
That panic. Then all along before we reached the office, I was like, what have I done wrong? I'm trying to recount the events there before, and I'm like, no, there is no place that I've missed. what could be this? Am I going to lose my job? Are they going to fire me? So all over in my mind, I was not settled.
Yeah.
Then in the office, there we arrived, only to find that I was among the few nominated people and I was awarded. So you can try to see all those emotions.
Wow.
Then I was all over the moon and I was like, wow, thank you God for this one.
Yeah.
I never saw it coming, by the way.
What were you awarded for?
I was awarded for the best of the employee of the quarter.
Wow.
We used to have those awards for
Okay.
those. So I was extremely, extremely happy.
Yes.
So I want to encourage a female somewhere that if I can make it, you can also make it.
Yes.
So I went there, and on that day went to the training school. I did my training at AA. Thanks to our company. They were very
Oh.
considerate to that one.
That's nice.
So during the training, my instructor was like, have you ever done cycling? Since my childhood, I haven't. And he was like, wow, you are one of the most difficult person that I'm going to train. And I was like, I've never done it, yes.
But
Because we were training 7 of us. I was the only female. And the male, they were like, this is just passing time. We just need to finish. We get our driving license. So and I was like, wow, this one, I need to push hard. If you want to succeed, you'll fall number 1, rise up, dust yourself. Fall number 2, rise up and dust yourself until you achieve whatever you want to achieve. What is your goal? What are your targets? So no matter how much time, how many times you'll fall down, you need to rise up and dust yourself. Don't just stay there.
Yes.
You need to rise up.
like
So that made me, at least when we were going for the final interview, the final test, I managed to pass.
Yay.
Up to date, I can call, okay, I'm not the best than others, but I can call myself a best rider, being a female,
that's nice.
maneuvering with the traffic in Nairobi. I really enjoy a lot, by the way. If you find me trafficking around the traffic in Nairobi, I can call myself a superwoman. So, I really like that one.
Yeah.
And I'm also encouraging other women, they need to get out of their comfort zone. You see, don't just be doing the easy thing. Try to look for that difficult thing that can really challenge you.
Yes.
Don't just pick the easy thing. How far can you go with the challenges?
Yeah.
Face them, be ready for them, be ready to fight them.
Yes.
And in the final last, you'll definitely achieve your target. One great thing with women, they really know how to create that teamwork thing. Women are very good on that one. Creating the teamwork, very good.
Yes.
So we managed to mobilize them. We raised some cash. We managed to buy bearing mostly, and something funny, we are doing a she talk, so we managed to raise some capital. We bought some sanitary towels.
Okay.
So on that day when we went to represent them to a certain school just within Nairobi, there were those pupils, they were jumping, smiling. It really touched my heart.
Yeah.
And they were the best moment for me that I saw, like, I've put a smile on someone's face.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done. That's
Thank you.
amazing. You're a big inspiration. I love the fact that you're a mother of 3. You're also a mother and you're married.
Yes.
You're a mother of 3 as well. 2.
Yes.
A mother of 2. It takes also some type of man to support a successful stay-at-home mother and a successful career woman who is a mother. What would you say that you have felt is the best things that your husband has done in order to spur you to continue with your career and even to allow you to explore even in the security industry? He didn't tell you, you know, what are some of those things? Just because I know we have a male audience and they will benefit from hearing, you know, how do you process an empowered woman in your life? Yeah.
It takes a man who knows God to support, to realize that this is a gift I was given. So the least I can do is nurture this gift. The worst he can do is, you know, when you're given something, the worst I can do is maintain this standard. The best I can do is give her space to thrive. And he's given me that space to thrive.
Yeah.
And I remember in my 7 years of being in school, not a single day did he feel that he's doing too much. He was always out there giving, are you okay?
Wow.
Do you have transport? Is everything okay? You know? So for him, he's an all-rounder. He knows if this doesn't work here, she's not going to thrive outside. So he'd rather make sure everything at home, when they come home, everything is working, because I have to go out and work in a male-dominated environment. So that means I have to work twice as hard as men have to work. So he's been very supportive. He's also very encouraging, and he's equally challenging. If today I say I want to do this, he will follow through until I do this.
Oh.
You said you will do this. It's a promise you make to yourself. Please keep it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the support. He's very supportive, and he also knows who he is. So he's not shaken that, oh my God, she's going to succeed.
And alafu,
He's very confident in himself.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. You can walk out there, become the president. It's okay. I'm fine.
also the thing that's tickling me at the moment is because there are men who would say, amendo kwa wanaume.
You know,
and
and especially the working late.
And she's working late. She's coming home.
Do you know when
at-
I get home late, however late I get home, I'll find him waiting for me. I
Okay.
will find him waiting for me.
Wow.
Just to debrief and find out how was your day.
Oh.
Why were you late?
He
Is
won't
it something?
sleep.
No.
You won't find him asleep.
No.
Okay.
He will sit up and wait for me. So
Wow.
whatever it is you are doing, were you able to finish? Did you achieve? You know, all those things, just to find out. I don't leave the house in the morning without him praying for me. You know?
Yeah, I was just telling her to make photocopies.
Yeah. So when you have such support,
Yeah.
how can I not then excel
Yeah.
outside there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we've got very few minutes left, and I wanted Rose to talk to us about being a single mother. You've had to be the mom and the dad to your children. Just say something to a woman who's listening and is in your shoes, or maybe is in a marriage that is not working. My narrative would be, it's good, it's better if there's a man supporting you, but you can do it without him if he's not available.
One, they need to get out of the comfort zone. There is no time to feel pity for yourself.
Hey.
You need to rise up. And okay, I normally hate to use the word that what men can do, women can do better. I really hate to use that phrase at all.
Okay.
Because I believe what men they are doing, everybody has got his or her own weaknesses.
Yeah.
So maybe my capability is the weakness to that man, and maybe his weakness is my capability on my side.
Yes.
So for a woman, you don't need to feel pity. What is happening, most of the single women with your children, you are working, most of the times you need people to feel pity for yourself. And when you have that thing in your mindset, you cannot work. Then they need to change their mindset. That I can only achieve this one if I have somebody behind me who is backing me up. You need to stand on your own,
Yes.
fight for your children, and at the same time, they'll be checking on the effort that you are putting as a mother. Most of us, we are being encountered or we are facing those toxic relationships. You don't need to die on that one.
No.
I'm not here encouraging women to leave their marriages. No. We never got married for us to break our marriages. So we can't say marriages are not working. Marriages, they are very good. In fact, they're very good. But if you find yourself in that toxic relationship, you don't need to kill yourself. Like we have said there before, there are 4 things which are killing women who are really living in the toxic relationship. One, it's the family. Your family is like, no, you cannot leave. You are going to shame us. Maybe you are in that family whereby their CV is very okay. So they are like, no, our daughter came back. How are people going to say? Number 2 is about the society. Society, there's so much discouraging to people. I, like a single mother, I might be there and I've been unable to educate my kid. They won't take it like, unlike a widow woman. That widow woman, more people will come to the aid of her children, and like me, who have left my toxic relationship.
Yeah.
So society, they are not embracing the single parenting parents. Because not only women, we also have men who are single parents. Number 3 is about the church. Church, they are like, as the Bible says, 2 people cannot be separated. So even if you share the downs that you are going through, they are like, no, vumilia kidogo, God is going to do something. But they're really not understanding on what is going on. At the end of the day, you lose your life. Then you leave your children for the rest of your life suffering, of which to me, that one, it's the biggest curse. Because if I'm going to die because of the toxic relationship, that I saw that there was a chance for me to escape and nurture and raise my children, then here I am, I've died. Again, I won't be among those people be going to heaven.
Yeah.
Because I had a solution at hand. I never applied it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you can separate fine.
Yeah.
Stay aside, he stays aside. Interest of the children, number 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I have to wind up, but I love the fact that we've got 2 empowered ladies, each of them running their own journeys, and it's just been an amazing, wholesome conversation. Thank you so much for your company. Until next time, good night.
Fresh, insightful, and in-depth stories from current affairs, opinion, inspiration, lifestyle, church-related articles, and so much more on www.familynews.today. Insights at your fingertips.